Hey you guys, it's Nadi. Welcome back to another tutorial. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make this mini pumpkin keychain and this mini pumpkin bag charm slash lanyard slash car hanger. We're going to start off by chaining 9. And into the second loop on the hook, we're going to make a single crochet. And then we're going to single crochet all the way down. Once we get to the end, we should have 8 single crochets. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and then we're going to start working into the back loop only. So if you look at the V, we're going to go into the top V. So we're going to insert our hook, pull up a loop, and do a single crochet, and then single crochet all the way down in the back loops only. Crocheting into the back loops only gives it the little ridge effect that we're looking for it to look more like a pumpkin than an orange. Once we're finished with row 2, we're going to chain 1 and repeat the pattern 1 single crochet into the back loops only, and we're going to do that for 16 total rows. This is what we should be looking like once we finish all 16 rows, and then we're going to fold it in half. It doesn't matter which way you fold it, and then we're going to slip stitch the halves together. Once you get to the end, just do another slip stitch and then cut your yarn, but make sure you leave the tail kind of long because we're going to use that to sew the bottom closed. We're going to take our tapestry needle or whatever needle you have, or you can use your hook if you only have a hook, and we're basically just going to weave the yarn in and out. And then once we get back to the other side, we're going to pull it tightly to close it, but don't pull it too hard where the string pops. This is going to be the inside, so I'm not really worried about it being too pretty. I just tie the ending tail and my beginning tail together in a knot a couple of times to make sure it's really secure, and then we're going to turn it right side in. The next step is to stuff it. If you don't have any stuffing or polyfill, you can just use yarn scraps. Alright, so we're going to sew the top closed, and we're going to try to make this as pretty as possible. So I like to start from the inside so that my beginning tail is on the inside and not on the outside where it's visible. And then we're just going to sew it all the way around like we did the bottom. We're going to take our time to close the top, make sure that it's as even around as possible, and then we're going to go ahead and tie it. Once it's knotted up, just snip your ends, and then we're going to use the tapestry needle to tie the ends in so that way we can't see them. And then, you know, just clip off the excess. Next, we're going to make an I-cord stem using some brown yarn and a 4mm hook. We're going to make a slip knot and make sure you leave a long tail. And I'm going to try to explain this as best as I can. You're going to wrap the tail up and around onto your hook, and then take your working yarn and wrap it down and around onto your hook, and then pull through 2. So there should be 1 loop on your hook. Take your tail, wrap it up and around, take your working yarn, wrap it down and around, and pull through 2. And then you're going to do this 4 or 5 times, just depending on how tall you want your stem. And make sure you leave a long tail at the end. To finish, wrap your tail up and around the back of your hook and pull through. We're going to take our tapestry needle and put both pieces of yarn through it, and we're going to stick it right through the middle where the stem should be. The stem is going to cover up the little hole in the top, and we're going to tie the stem actually on the bottom, and that's going to create the little brown part that's under a pumpkin essentially. And then we're going to do the same thing with the brown strings. We're going to take our tapestry needle and just weave them through the pumpkins and snip the ends so that way you can't see them. Right here, I'm just using my hook to try to find a little space near the middle part where I can tie the stem. And here's your little mini pumpkin. You can add a little keychain to it so that you can have a keychain, or you can modify the pattern so that way you have like giant pumpkins, or you know, you can use this pattern for basically any size pumpkin. Next, I'm going to show you guys how to modify this pattern to make it into a hanger or bag charm. So when we get to the end of an even row, I'm at the end of row 6, I'm going to chain 40. And after I chain 40, I'm basically just going to continue working normally as I would, turn my work and single crochet into the back stitch. And we're just going to continue on like normal, you know, like sew up the ends, flip it inside out, and you'll have your pumpkin, but it'll have a built-in lanyard. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.